There's a certain way, right? You got like,
so like,
I don't know if
yeah,
it's
with
like
this one, you
something.
use like your ring finger to hit it, so
Yeah,
you don't
that's a
use your.
flick.
Yeah, I was using my whole arm. I was like this. And they were like, no, it's like.
Me and you have banter, yeah.
Oh,
I might
yeah,
say you're
yeah.
a bit short or whatever, yeah. And he might say something. No,
Little
but
freebie,
no.
you see that?
No,
Freebie,
listen.
just chucked it
No,
in.
you genuinely.
So many comments of just put your E45 on, just put the cream on, just moisturize, stop itching, all of
Yeah.
this. And it's like, it's
Yeah,
easy
yeah.
for you to sit there and say that when I've got this like chronic condition
Yeah.
that I can't control. And it's like, it's not just a bit of dry skin, it's like broken, it's bleeding, it's itchy, it's
Cracking.
cracking, it's like, I can't wash my face, I can't moisturize because it's burning, and it's like.
He's got the blueprint of what bullshit.com to feed you. So then you're going to actually think he's not like other men and you're going to go for him.
You seem like you're talking from experience.
No,
you
it's not experience.
Never.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Between Cultures podcast with me, Diamond,
Me, Arslan.
and special guest today.
Simran.
Hey.
And as you can see,
We're in another studio again. So as you guys always know, big shout out to Copper Club, because that is where we film normally.
Yep.
And that is the home of the Between Cultures podcast. So always a big shout out to Copper Club. As you guys know, that is where we always film, and always grateful for the opportunity.
big shout out. Let's hope, obviously, you've probably seen the last time that we were here. I had a bit of a mic issue. So hopefully we've got this sorted now. But if you see it wiggling about a little bit, obviously just, it's all good. It's all good.
And I think the main thing is we've made it on time this time. So at least this way we're not stressed out and we're not...
We had a little
Yeah.
coffee. We had a little tuna melt. We were
Okay.
chilling.
I
We
think
had
I
a
was
good
more stressed than you guys, and I live 20 minutes away, so.
fun. Yeah, she sort of was out of breath because she was running up the stairs. I just want to clarify that.
I'm
Like,
late everywhere, so I mean, yeah.
You did say this because
Yeah.
you go like, okay, try and get to like 10 past 10.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, get late, so let's just say 10 o'clock. We're like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
But
literally.
it ended up being that time anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So it worked out. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
Tell our lovely reviewers, our lovely viewers about yourself.
Okay, so my name's Simran. I'm 23 years old. You might know me from TikTok, Instagram, maybe even YouTube. I've been content creating for a long time now, but alongside that, I'm also studying a master's.
Clever.
Thanks.
Why is it that we always get the clever people, and I'm sitting here, I didn't go to uni, I didn't do none of that, and everyone has these like conversations about this, so I did this course of this. I'm sitting here like, yeah, sick, yeah, really well done.
You're like, I can resonate with that.
Yeah. I know someone that did that. So you obviously are here, so you went to university in...
So I did my undergrad in Leicester. I did biomedical science, and then took a year out, worked for a little bit, and then I came to Birmingham and started my master's last year. So I'm almost done. It's a 2-year master's though. So
Oh, wow.
this is literally like my 5th year at uni, and
Yeah.
I definitely I feel like I've aged a
Do you
lot.
feel like you're at that stage where you're sort of not done with it, but you're ready for the next
Yeah,
chapter?
100%. Like I'm so done with it. Like it's just been going on for so long, and I think just studying at the age of 23, like I just need to be done with it. Like
You know, that's really interesting because so when I finished my degree, I was at the exact same point,
Yeah.
and I done less than you. I only done 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to hear that, because now I look back at that time and where I used to think, oh, I'm just done with this phase. When you go into the work phase,
Yeah.
I guarantee you're gonna, because like I was saying this to him, like back when I was at uni, I used to get a haircut twice a week, not even once a week, twice a week. I'd be in the gym 6 times a week,
Wow.
wake up whenever you want, and your schedule's so relaxed.
Yeah.
But then when you're like, and if you compare it to like now I'm working essentially 3 jobs.
Yeah.
I get barely any time. I'm always, and then I'm at the gym sort of as well. Then we sort of put up with like other little bits, like you take a little bit natural,
constant,
more
isn't it?
responsibility. And I sort of look back at it, and yeah, so it'll be interesting, like maybe a year or 2 years down the line, once you're working on like your perspective on it.
Yeah, but then I feel like if you're doing something you enjoy, it doesn't feel like work.
That's true.
So hopefully if I can like get into the content creation world even more so and have it like more as a job, then it won't feel like a job for me because I'll be
Yeah.
enjoying it. But also like now I feel like I'm at university. When I was doing my undergrad, it felt like uni. Like I was
Yeah.
going out, chilling,
Oh.
doing whatever.
Oh, fair.
Uni, yes,
like,
yes.
well, I was studying as well, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
I was just living my best life. Like it was great, but now it's like a lot more serious. So I'm there every day. I'm at placement. I've got all the exams.
Oh, fair enough.
So it's like it's a lot, but it's worth it because I really like the course. So
Good.
yeah.
So what was your uni life like in general? So where was your first uni? At Leicester, we're talking
Yeah, I went
about,
to
yeah?
Leicester.
So how was that like? Because I imagine that's a predominantly Asian sort of background of people and like
Yes.
community.
It was a massive change for me because where I'm from, it's predominantly like white. And so I was just kind of like going to school, seeing the same people, coming back. I wasn't really doing anything else. And so actually I was gonna stay at uni in my hometown because I never really wanted to move away. I'm really close to my mum, so I didn't want to move away from her or my family. And I was like, I basically 2 weeks before I was meant to start uni, I was like, actually I don't want to stay here anymore. So I literally transferred unis and I was like, I'm gonna move away. So I ended up starting uni 2 weeks later than everyone else because I just wanted to get out. And I was like, this is the only chance I'm going to get to move out and actually like experience life independently as well. Because I think it's really good to kind of learn how to live by yourself, how to cook. Yeah, like you need that. It's character building as well. So I literally moved out and it was great. I really enjoyed it. I learned so much, especially about my culture as well.
So with regards to, with your family, right? Because we had obviously Isha.
Yeah.
That was on. And she said a very similar thing from a very white area.
Yeah.
And then moved over to uni and it was that sudden change. So with your family, are your family very like, would you say they're very desi?
Not really.
Okay.
Like we obviously speak English at home. I do live with my baba, my granddad as well, but he speaks English. Like he obviously can speak Punjabi, like they all can, but he speaks a lot of English. Because he also had like a shop here and that's why we moved there. So he was speaking to customers every day. Like his English is better than mine. So we obviously, speak English, but we still are very like in touch with our culture in the sense that like we do listen to Punjabi music. We do like eat the food and all that kind of stuff. But I had no kind of friends around me to kind of share that with. And even at school, I was the only Punjabi in my school. And yeah, it's just like, I was never ashamed of my culture at any point, but it was like I didn't feel like I could embrace it.
So when you went to uni, what was like that first initial sort of, obviously you've changed university, so you've started a couple of weeks late as well, which I imagine is a bit of a challenge within itself because that first like freshers week is like when everyone sticks into.
Did you miss freshers then?
So basically, this was all during COVID. So even though I then transferred uni, the first year was fully online, so I was at home anyway. But in my head, it was a good thing because I wasn't ready to move out. Even though I wanted to move out, I still had that year to kind of. I was doing uni, but I knew that the next year I could then move out. So when I did eventually go, I was doing freshers, but as a second year.
Okay.
But it was fine. Like, it was weird for me because I'd never really gone out and stuff, and I first started going out to more like Englishy white kind of clubs, and I didn't really like that kind of music, and I kind of just stood there and I was like, what is this? And then I discovered like Desi nights and all of that. And I was like, oh my God, this is
vibe.
Yeah, this is vibe. Like this is the stuff that I'd be listening to like in my room, but now I can share it with everyone. It's like so much better.
So was this from like one of those Desi communities that you have or societies or whatever they're called in university? Or was it just that you embrace yourself within like naturally? Because not in a racist way, brown people will gravitate towards brown people like when you're in university. And like, so was it one of those more sort of sense, or was it that you just?
No, I mean, I didn't really join any societies at the start. It was more like my flatmates. So I'd kind of go with them. They weren't Punjabi, but they were like Indian. So they were like, oh, do you want to go to this? And then I made like more Punjabi friends. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, I've never had this before. And so it was like, they kind of got me into it. And then I just carried on and it was great.
You know what? Part of me regrets not going to uni.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because of the social aspect, and that's it.
Social aspect, I understand, yeah. But one thing I will say, like, and I'll say this to anyone, it's only really worth going to uni if you're going to do a degree which is actually going to give you a better job. Like, and I'm not trying to be harsh here, but if you're going to university and doing a business management course, you might as well just stop now. Like, you're wasting your time. I'm not being rude or anything, but it's like you're doing such a generic degree and with such open modules, it's going to be hard to get a job afterwards unless you've done really well or you've done a really good placement in between as well. Unless you've gone down that sort of route, fair play. But it's like you are limiting yourself.
Yeah, I fully agree with that because I think unless you're doing medicine, dentistry, law, or even like nursing, you can get a guaranteed job at the end of it, and you need the actual degree for it. Like otherwise, what's the point? You're gonna get yourself into a lot of debt. You could just literally do a degree apprenticeship where you're getting paid and you're doing like the course at the same time. I'm honestly like, my brother's at the age where he's gonna go to university and I'm like, I don't think it's worth it. From someone that's been at 100%. Uni for 5 years, like it's genuinely not worth it.
And it's so interesting you say that because like with me, with the accounting background, I know people in my firm that are like, let's say 21, 22, 23 and they're nearly on 40 grand a year now. and which is mad for like when you think about it, because it's the apprenticeship
Yeah.
route, because they come out sometimes as school leavers after college or whatever,
Yeah.
and they get 5 years worth of experience, no thing. And I've heard the exact same thing with law students as well that
Yeah.
go down that route. By the time they're 24, maybe 25, they're on 40, 50K. So, and you're building up no debt. So yeah, 100% agree.
That's a good way of looking at it. So with you, obviously from your point of view, did you choose to go in your field, or did you get the stereotypical doctor ban, lawyer ban, all of that stuff?
No, to be fair, like my parents have never really kind of forced me to do anything. They're just like, "Oh, do something you enjoy," kind of thing. And I've always been interested in like healthcare, sort of the medical field. I think partly it could be because I'm like the eldest daughter, so I am always used to taking care of people, and I think that is what it comes down to. So that's why I wanted to go into it, just to help people and look after people. And also I just really enjoy like learning about biology, the human body, like the medical field. I love it all. So
Yeah.
Is that not hard though? I'll be honest with you.
I
It just seems very deep. You must be very clever.
I don't know if I am, but
Masters, not that clever.
I feel like some things come naturally to people. Like
Yeah.
for you, it might be like maths. For me, I'm rubbish at maths. Like I look at numbers, I'm like, no thanks. But for me, like I think I find it more easy. Like it just comes naturally. Like even when I'm doing like exams and stuff, like because we have like practical exams, I just think it's easier for me. So also like when you're enjoying it as well, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
better.
true.
Yeah. So that's the whole like your university sort of like education side. So where did obviously the content creation start from?
So I've actually been creating content for over 10 years.
Oh wow.
Which people don't really realize, because it's only the last couple of years which I've kind of like blown up or like gone viral.
Wait, so you were
12.
Okay.
So I actually had a YouTube channel which started when I was like 12, 13 years old.
That's
and
sick.
all I used to post on there was gymnastics videos. But the funniest thing is that one of my first ever videos that went viral, it got like 64,000 views, but
Oh, wow.
it got more dislikes than likes.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
But like I think that's when I knew like I didn't really care. Like I was like, engagement is engagement. I don't care if like people are disliking my videos. Like I think that's when I knew like content creation was for me as well, because I've never really cared about anyone's opinion. I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah.
So I'd create like gymnastics videos. I made videos with my friends, and I was only ever really doing it for myself because I enjoyed it. Like I didn't really care about the opinions of other people. So I did that for probably like 2-3 years, and then I don't know if you remember Musically, that came out. So then I was posting on there, and again, like I wasn't getting a lot of views. It was just because I enjoyed it. Musically turned into TikTok, and then I carried on posting, and then again, like I've never really cared about other people's opinions, so I just post for myself. And then it was like in the last probably couple of years when more and more people have like been noticing my videos.
Yeah. So when did you get into like the whole DC content? Because one thing we see is like where you've had like that 10-year span.
Yeah.
It's obviously the Asian sort of creative space is still so, I think, untouched.
Yeah.
Like there's still like we were having this discussion yesterday, like there isn't really anyone that dominates the field. You know, like where, let's say for an example, you see KSI and the Sidemen, yeah? Like they are household names. You have the Paul brothers, like Jake and Logan. Then you have like even streamers, boys and girls like that dominate. I don't think there is really anyone in the Asian space where you're like, that is the face of like the whole Asians content creation. So at what point did you start posting DC content then?
That's a good question, because I've never really thought about it, but I guess it was probably when I moved to uni, because that's when I was more like in touch or like embracing my culture more. So I think that's when I kind of just went into it, but it was never like, oh, I'm going to start doing this. It was just like something that happened, that naturally happened. And because I post about my life, and that was kind of what was going on in my life at that time. So yeah, probably in the last like 4 or 5 years, I think.
Do you still have that old YouTube channel open?
Yeah. Well, I've privated all the videos.
Okay.
But I do go back and like watch them sometimes, because honestly, like it was so cute, like the way I was just making these videos.
So are you talking to the camera, or was it
Yeah,
just... Oh,
yeah,
that's
like
sick.
my introduction video, I was like introducing myself.
You know what? Wicked.
I was
Fair
like, I'm 12 years old and I love dolphins.
That's sick.
And then I do like gymnastics in the back or something. And then I've got like how to make a pizza. I've got like literally so many videos on there.
So you were very comfortable from a very young age.
Yeah, I think my parents are a bit like, oh, okay, like she's 12 years old and like she's making all these videos, so they're obviously a bit like scared, and my dad was like, you need to turn your comments off, like you're like 12 years old. And I obviously didn't realize that I didn't turn my comments off. And there are just weird people out there, so like,
so how, like, in the sense of where you having, like, you've had a bit of negativity from early on, let's say, and everyone has it, I don't care who you are on the creative space, you're gonna always get some negativity. How did you deal with that, especially being like a girl? Like, some people that, and this is something that we said in our last podcast, girls do get a lot more hate than
it's
the
nastier.
it's a lot more personal. There's a lot more digs at it. How did you deal with that from early on then?
To be honest, I think I'm quite lucky in the sense that I don't really care what people have to say about me. Obviously some comments you'll be like, what the hell, like, why are you saying this about me? And then you'll just sit and think like, is that actually true? But most of the time I don't really care, because I'm not posting like for the validation of other people or anything like that. So when I see a comment, I'm like, if I don't know who you are, why does your opinion matter to me? And sometimes I'll respond to it and I'll just be like, sarcastically, I'll be like, thank you so much. Yeah,
he does the exact
God bless
same.
you. Yeah,
God bless you.
Yeah,
Like my famous saying, I've got bloody skid marks on my boxes longer than these people have known me for.
You can't go a whole episode without talking about something like that.
No, but it's true.
And what I said is true as well.
But it is so true. Like, I think you have to take the mick off of it, because it's like, who really cares? Like, if you're thinking that I'm taking external validation from an individual off of social media who's probably a bot account, or like some creep that's got like some bad files on his like a thing, you've got like your life twisted. Like, you don't really care. And I think it's a big thing, like, especially with the Asian content creations, like at this point you just have to take the edge off of it.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, most of these people wouldn't even have the balls to say it to you, like,
facts.
And they don't have a profile picture, they're not posting their face, they're just saying it behind this fake account. So it's like, clearly you've got the issue, and I hope you get well soon, because like there's so much hate within you, and like, honestly, it's like, yeah, I feel for them.
Yeah. So at what point then, because obviously people you might not know, or you probably will know at this point, you guys have got a podcast as well. So shout out
Girl Who Cares.
Girl Who Cares, cuz.
So how did that sort of come about from your perspective? Because we went into the podcast, what it's about, etc. in the last episode. How did you go into sort of that sort of content creation side?
So obviously I've been creating content like on my own for like a long time now. So then when it came to kind of starting the podcast, it was a lot different for me. And at first I was thinking like, I don't know if this is something that I want to do, because I wasn't really confident like talking, just because I never really made talking videos like that. It'd just be like funny kind of like skits or whatever it is. And then I was like, can I really sit in front of a camera and talk for an hour like about myself? Like, I don't think I can. But then it was like, I wanted to try new things. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone and just give it a go. And that's why I said like, yeah, I'm happy to do it. And then obviously we started, and obviously it's great like working with other people as well. It wasn't something that I was used to, so it's kind of like sharing all the work and like all the editing, and it's like, it's a lot harder when you've got like 3 people to kind of even like organize your time, because we're all like at different points in our life in different cities. So it was like, it was a really like good experience, but it was like challenging to start off with.
It will do. I think working with other people always has its benefits, but it also has its drawbacks as well. I think one thing that we've realised is that it's really important with who you're working with, because we're very yin and yang, but it's like it just makes that perfect circle, and we're very blessed like that, I think. But it's nice to have that reassurance where you've gone from your own videos personally to a group. Yeah, I'm sure it can be a bit more, we're in it kind of together, you know? Yeah. But with regards to that, because you've done a lot of content, I just want to ask, so from everything that you've made, is there certain videos, a certain section or portion that you think that was my favorite so far? I enjoyed doing that the most so far, or
maybe something that just stands out to you, which of like
in your 10-year career.
Oh, my 10-year career. Oh, okay. I think if you're talking about content that's probably done the best, first of all, so when I went to India, like I filmed a lot of my time there, like vlogging and then like relatable videos, and people really seem to like enjoy that. And I think that's when probably my kind of views went up a bit as well. And I really enjoyed doing that as well, because it's the first time I'd been to India in like 15 years. So it was like experiencing it for the first time, which was really, really nice. But if you're talking about like a standout moment, I think
Like a personal, little something that was special to you.
okay, I don't know if you guys have seen, but like I did this like Bend It Like Beckham remake.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen
yeah.
that.
I think that for me, because that's probably the video that I've put like the most effort into ever.
Yeah.
Like it was actually crazy because obviously I don't know if you've seen the scene from Bend It Like Beckham
Yeah.
where the girl, is it Jess? She basically leaves her sister's wedding and she goes to play a football match and then she's like getting dressed in the car.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I was like, I just want to recreate that because obviously I've been playing football for like 8-9 years as well. So I was like, I can do this. Like I've got 5 weddings coming up. This is doable. So basically it was just like crazy to even film it because I was like to my friends, I need you to like film me running away from the wedding. And they were just like, what the hell? But like I was like, I've got a vision, you just have to trust me. And honestly it seems like so delusional, but they filmed me. And then I was like to my mom, can you just come with me to the park and like film a few shots? And she was like, you haven't played football in like 5 years. Why are we going to the park to do this? And then I had like my tripod out and everything, and I had to get my brother involved, and it was like a whole production.
Whole operation.
Yeah, literally. And they were just probably like, what even is the point of this? But I think when I have an idea in my head, like I need to get it done.
Yeah.
And then it got to like editing it and then adding the music, and then as soon as I posted it, like everyone loved it. They were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So many like people reposted it as well. I think that's probably one of my favorite videos.
One thing I wanted to go into, and it's probably something we didn't speak about before, how was that first experience going to India? Because I go to India quite regularly, so
Yeah.
for me, I'm sort of quite used to it. And how did you find it? Like, could you speak the language, or was you sort of seen as an outsider, or like just general first impressions of when you went back there?
So the first ever time I went was I was about 8, so I don't really remember it.
Yeah, of course.
So this time I was really excited to go back. I've been like wanting to go for a long time, so then being able to actually go was amazing. And then I can't actually speak Punjabi very well. I can understand it,
Yeah.
but I did want to kind of like test myself and see if I can like speak it. I still have a lot of work to do on that.
No, that's fair enough.
Practice makes perfect.
But like just going and seeing like places where I'd been before when I was younger, and just like it was just an amazing experience.
Did the poverty or the culture shock you at all? Because that's one thing, like any of my mates that have been in India, that's one thing that, especially if you've lived in the UK for a large portion of your life, even if you're not Indian, I think that's a big thing that does shock a lot of people and is a slight worry for people.
Yeah.
Completely understandable, of a slight worry to go to India.
Yeah, obviously like it's horrible to see the poverty and the people that are like out there struggling. Yeah, it's just not nice. But then obviously seeing like it's the country's so beautiful anyway.
I think
Like
so.
there's just so much to see there, and it's like you basically originated from there. That's
Yeah.
like your roots. So it was really nice just to go around and see it like everywhere. It was,
Yeah, I find that I make an effort now at least
Yeah.
once every year, every other year. I definitely do try to go to India because I'm quite fortunate. Obviously, my grandma didn't speak English, so I had to learn Punjabi. So I get stuck in this phase in India, like, or not a phase, like a group where
Yeah.
I speak the language and I know my surroundings in India. But the way I dress like an English person. Like, I'm not going to dress like a freshie. Like, it is what it is, yeah? So when I go to India, the locals will try it on with me. But then
Oh,
as soon as I
okay.
speak,
Yeah.
they go, wait, what? Like, then they clock on. They're like, this guy, they get a bit confused because they think he's dressed like a white person, but he speaks Punjabi, so this can't add up.
Yeah,
And
what
then-
did they say?
Don't-
Waruaya.
Yeah.
He's come from abroad.
And then I'll say to him in our language, in Punjabi, I'll say, I do understand what you're saying. Like, don't think I'm from abroad. And it's really interesting dynamic because I've said this in another podcast where, like, people will try to take advantage of you
Yeah.
by being the English person, by being like, oh, give me pounds instead of rupees.
Yeah.
And they don't realize, like, I hate that stereotype that comes, but people do it back
no,
home.
they do. Of course
Yeah,
they do, bro.
they try it on.
Brother, literally, we left the airport, right? Standing outside, there's always like loads of beggars outside the airport because they know people are coming with money. And this lady was standing there, can you give me a bit of money? We're like, yeah, cool. So we already had the rupees with us
Yeah.
because whenever we go, she's like, no, pounds.
Oh,
Pounds.
okay.
She knew the bloody conversion rate. She knew for a fact that the pound was more X, Y, and Z, yeah?
That's crazy.
I was like, bruv, go away, get lost. You're lucky I was giving this. But you said about the clothing, yeah? It might just be me. You can wear whatever clothes you want. They'll clock you from a mile
Yeah,
away, bro.
spell actually,
The
yeah.
moment an England person or someone from overseas come, bro, everyone knows.
Yeah, they know.
Everyone knows.
Did you find it sort of family wise as well? Could your cousins or whatever? did you slightly feel at all judged or like, because one thing I found from my side of India, everyone has this assumption that money grows on trees back in England.
It
That
depends
we've
on
got
the relos though,
yeah.
because she might not have that many relos back
Do you have
home.
much relatives back home or not really?
Not that many, to be fair. Like,
Yeah.
not a lot, but a few.
There's enough.
Yeah, like we went to see like
Cousins
some
or
family.
whatever,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, but we don't have like a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, in all fairness, that's one thing that frustrates me is like people back home have this assumption of England when they don't realize what they think is. They take all the like nice things that you get from a UK sort of like culture, but they don't look at the taxes, the amount expensive things are, like the cost of living, anything like that. They don't actually, they disregard. So that's
Yeah.
quite interesting.
Yeah.
With that experience, because obviously where you hadn't gone for a very long time, did you notice any differences from when you went at 8 and I'm guessing 22, 23?
Yeah. Not really, to be honest. I think we went to different areas. So like when I was younger, we stayed more in like hotels and stuff, whereas like this time we're more in like in the Bend. So
Oh, nice.
it was a big difference
Yeah,
anyway.
it will be, yeah.
So
It will be. The smell hits you differently. That's even back home as well. It's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah,
But nice trip though.
it was really good. Yeah, I would
Good.
definitely go back again.
Good.
So back on the whole content creation side of it, I know one thing you've recently got into is playing the dhol. How did that sort of come back, and what was your sort of early inspirations into wanting to go into that field?
To be fair, like I think I've always just been fascinated by the dhol and the way it sounds. Like at any parties or weddings, when it was coming out, I'd be at the front, like watching them, like listening to it. And because I love Punjabi music as well, I think it just like sounds so good together. So I've always just loved it, but I've never really considered actually learning myself. I think that's just because I grew up in a place where it wasn't really
Yeah,
accessible,
yeah.
and I never thought I could do that. So it wasn't until I moved to Birmingham, and then I think that when I actually decided I wanted to do it, basically I was at this like music video shoot, and there were dhol players there, and they left their doors unattended for like 2 minutes, and I just went over there and I was like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to go, I need to try it. And then obviously they let me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much harder than I thought, like
Yeah.
even from the way that you have to hold the sticks. And I was like, what the hell, like I actually really want to be able to play this. So then I basically like set myself a challenge. I was like, in 6 months time I actually want to be able to play this.
So what would your classes playing though?
So probably like dhol. So it's I
Okay,
don't
go
know
on,
how
walk
to-
us through it. Go on, walk us through it.
Okay, so you've got your one side, the dilly, and then you got your other side,
Yeah.
and then you go like da is both together.
Yeah.
Na 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 da na na da.
Oh,
So it's like- yeah.
Okay.
I probably messed that up because
No,
but
that's all right.
basically I was like, I really just want even to be able to hold the sticks properly. I wanted to be able to do
There's
that.
a certain way, right? You got like.
So like
I don't know if
yeah,
it's
with
like the
this one
tips or
you
something.
use like your ring finger to hit it, so
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
a
use your
flick.
yeah. I was using my whole arm. I was like this. And they were like, no, it's like in the wrist.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I really just want to be able to play. And then we went to India, and I wanted to get a dhol from India because I was like, that's got to be like the best place to get it from. We didn't end up actually going to the right shops and finding one. So on the last day, I purchased this like absolutely tiny little one, and I was like, that's better than nothing. It comes
Yeah,
with
of course.
sticks. I'm gonna sit in my room and I'm gonna practice with it. So I was literally there like with my mini dhol in my room like this, like every night. And I was like, this is so hard. And for me, when I'm not good at something, I don't enjoy it. Like, so because I was not good at it, I was trying to do it, but I was like, I felt like giving up. But then I just carried on doing it. And then luckily I found a teacher who's like really local to me, and he's amazing as well. And then I finally got like a big dhol, and then I started going to lessons and stuff. And I was like, wow, like I didn't think I'd actually ever get to this point. And it's hard, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it will be.
And also because I think I'm not really like musically gifted. Some people can like sing, dance, they've got so much rhythm. I don't.
Okay.
So
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it. I was gonna say it.
No, but music wise, I'm calm, yeah. But dancing and like that
Yeah,
rhythm and all that,
yeah.
no. I'm happy to be like a side sort of princess,
Yeah.
just watch away, not judging anyone. I'm like, you guys have a great time. But if I have to pull my moves out, yeah, the most I'm gonna do is screw the light bulb, pat the dog.
I
screw
told
the
him. Because the thing is, whenever there's any weddings, I love a dance. And most of the time, it's always me
Yeah.
starting to dance. And I said to him, I was like, look, the day I get married, if you don't get up and dance, I'm gonna be vexed.
No, the thing is with me, I'll make a tit of myself. I'll have a good laugh, but I'll do it for like 5 minutes, and then I'm like, you know what? I need to just go on the back now. the rush has gone.
Yeah, the adrenaline rush. I wish I could dance, honestly, but I think I was born with my dad's rhythm and he can't dance. So that goes for everything though. Like even when I'm listening to music and trying to play along, like it's a lot harder for me.
Yeah.
But with some people, they'll hear a beat and they'll be like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
So it's like taking twice as long for me, but it's great. And
It's a good laugh because so that Molded that I go to on Friday, it's like a religious group function thing. And there they play this one specific drum.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's so many times where they're doing their thing, but I'm literally there going like this, and I'm actually louder than them. And I always said to myself, I want to try it.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact, and this is what I was going to ask you as well, where you're having such an amazing time, I'm sure that's very loud. So what's the environment like at home when you're playing it?
So at first with my tiny mini doll, it wasn't.
Hear it.
Yeah, you couldn't really hear it. You could hear it through the walls a bit, but it was fine. They blocked it out. They were like, we'll let her do what she needs to do. Then I obviously upgraded to my bigger one, and I was just playing in my room. But I'd kind of wait until like an appropriate time where there wasn't too many people in the house, or they weren't like sleeping or anything.
Yeah.
But it was very loud, and I felt bad. But basically, someone showed me a hack where you put cushions against it, so it's not as.
On what? As in
Like,
around the front bits?
As in on both sides. So where you'd hit it. So it doesn't like vibrate. It just, but you can still practice.
Okay.
And then I was doing that for a bit. And then I was like, you know what? I just need to take myself into the garage and like actually,
embrace it.
Yeah. And just like, but the neighbors are probably like really mad at me. But
so how do you feel like, and this is something that we spoke about before, it's like, how do you feel being in such a male dominated space? Because, and I'm not going to stereotype, but it is true. Asians especially are just going to say, oh no, men are the ones that are supposed to play the dhol. So for you as a female that really enjoys it and you're coming from a pure passion and it's just something you've always wanted to do, how do you find yourself navigating in that space?
To be fair, I just kind of block it all out. Like, I don't really care. As for any sort of hate comments, even with this kind of like sexism, I don't care, because I think in like our culture, it's a big thing, like sexism. And even growing up, I've played football like growing up my whole life. So, and that's a male dominated field as well. And even like my dad was like, you don't really need to be playing football. And so I've dealt with it. Like, I know what it's like. And I've never really cared. So I don't really get too many comments, but some people, they'll be like, oh, like, you need to stop playing the dhol, you need to get a refund on your lessons, put the dhol down, bro, and like all of this. But genuinely, I don't really care, because like, if I want to do something, I'll do it anyway, regardless of whether it's male dominated. And yeah, there are mainly just males out there, but I've seen some females as well, and they're doing great. So
I was going to say, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen one. It's probably a case that it's never come on my page.
Yeah.
But I personally have never seen one. So with regards to the dhol side, is this something you're doing just because you're really enjoying it? Or is it something that honestly there might be a potential that you can see yourself going at some event and playing? Like, is there...
Yeah, I mean, I've done a few like performances already. Like, well, we went as like a group, because my dhol teacher, he teaches other people as well. So as a group, we went to, I think it was Birmingham City Football Club, and there was like a women's match going on. So we went onto the pitch and we played there.
That's a sick backup. You just got the dhol playing and you just... Oh, that's wicked.
And then I've done a couple others, and then I've got some coming up as well. And then as for like events, weddings, I don't think I'm ready for that yet. But so many people have messaged me. They're like, oh, I really want you to play at my wedding or this and that. I've had like, especially like girls who've reached out to me if they're having like all girl functions and things. They're like, oh, we'd love you to be there. And I'm like, I really want to be there, but I don't think I'm ready, because playing in your room is a lot different to performing. So, and it's been a year now, but I feel like I'm still not ready yet.
Do you not feel like, and no criticism at all, but like, just go for it one time? Because it's like, imagine with content creation, let's take this for an example. If you had to say to someone that had the exact same feeling with filming themselves, or just making a little vlog, or making even a TikTok video, what would you say to them? Just start. Grab your phone and just have a go. Yeah. So it's like at this stage where you've got obviously the skills, you know your basics. It's not like you're going into the wicked Wild West, You've got like the basics. Yeah. So if you did go to one of these girls' functions, what's the worst that could happen?
That's true.
Stack it, innit? She'd stack it.
No, that's true. But also, I feel like there's a certain level of expectation that they have from you, and like they're asking you to come, and you have to kind of meet a certain standard. When it comes to like content creation, it's like it can be messy, it can be whatever. Yeah. But if I'm going to somebody else's event, I feel like I need to give them the best. And I don't want to let people like down.
No, that's fair enough.
But I definitely try it soon. I just need to get a bit more confident.
You know what? Next time I see one, I'm going to try as well, because it looks so fun.
Yeah, honestly, it is. Genuinely, it's great. It's like, I love it.
No, it's a good laugh. You're doing a lot of learning, and I think we kind of mentioned earlier as well about the language side of things.
Oh,
So
Punjabi. I was learning Punjabi like last year. But then I kind of stopped because I felt like I was just doing so much that I didn't really have the time. But even like in my undergrad, I had like an online tutor. She was from like Punjab, India. And yeah, it was like, it's a lot more difficult as an adult to learn. Obviously, as you're growing up as a child, you can pick things up.
Yeah.
But once you're like 23 years old, it's like, it's a lot harder. And also, even with the confidence thing, like if you mispronounce a word, someone might say something and it's like, it's just hard.
You know, that's one thing I never understand with the Asian communities. You know, like with Punjabi and like even Hindi and stuff, there is a bit of crossover.
Yeah.
And like you'll get someone that's fluent in both that'll say, oh, you're saying that word wrong. When it's like, I'm not being funny. We live in England. Our first language is English. The fact that and even down the line, your fact that you're learning Punjabi and taking the time out your own day to say, you know what, I'm going to try going a little bit closer to my culture. And what's it called? You're like, oh, I'm going to learn it. And yes, you might make a mistake here. And then someone's going to come on shit on you and say, oh, you didn't say this word correct or that's wrong. It's always a bit like, I always feel like in our community, sometimes you can't win. If you don't learn it now, you're like, oh, you're a coconut. You should have learned it by now. But now that you're trying, they're a bit like, oh, but you're saying that wrong. So what do you want? You might as well take my leg and my arm at the same stage. You know what I mean?
It's like my youngest sister, yeah? So standard thing. So my dad calls back home quite a lot because it's majority of like his family are back home. And my dad used to do this thing. We used to really hate it. So while he's talking, we're chilling, maybe watching the TV, he'll just give you the phone.
Yeah. Oh, I hated that.
So he did that with me and my other siblings, but they didn't do it so much with her. And because she's the youngest, she probably didn't speak our language as much. So she's really slacking, especially when she goes back home. And she goes, like, I don't like talking in front of you guys. I was like, why? Because you're going to take the mick.
Yeah.
I was like, would you not rather me take the mick as your older brother? It's in the house. You know it's good fun, but we're still learning than some next man outside. Because I'm sorry, you say it wrong, someone's going to take the mick anyway. So it's better coming from me. Because it's coming from a loving place. And it really puts her off talking, honestly.
Yeah.
Because she can hear it. She's like, I don't sound right, but you're practicing.
Yeah, I think the best way is just to practice, because even if you're like learning it in your head, you actually need to be able to speak it and actually pronounce the words properly, because people will make fun of you. And I don't understand why they do that, because it's like you're not helping the situation at all.
No, it's so you obviously you learn it from a young age.
My grandma told you, I've said it on the podcast before. She had one phrase: "Me not speak English, you talk to my son." That was it. Because, and in all fairness, I rate it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, she knew there's no position where she feels comfortable to speak English.
Yeah.
So whether she's going to say the right thing or the wrong thing, she's always going to feel stressed. So she would always say to him, phone back at 7 p.m. if it's important. And then the thing is, back then, obviously, it was mostly landlines. So she'll then tell my uncle or someone, check the landline, 141, one of them ones, see what the number was, and then you'll know roughly who called.
You know what, though? Honestly, practice makes... But where he had that, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
So I was very similar to you, where, okay, it's not so much a white area or anything like that, but I think majority of my friends weren't Pakistani, weren't Desi. It's only till about year 11 that I got comfortable with the Arpani in my year. I sort of knew them, but we just weren't that close. And then literally from, I'd say, 2012 till now is where I've really been talking my language properly.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, in the space of, 13, 14 years... Me and you can talk a whole conversation perfectly fine. So it definitely is practice makes perfect.
Yeah, I think a lot of people also blame like the parents. They're like, why did you not teach your kids this or that? And to be fair, my parents did teach me Punjabi. Like that was actually my first language that I learned, and I spoke it up until about 3. Like you can't really speak much at 3. But like there's videos of me and I'm just speaking Punjabi. I didn't know English, but then as soon as I went to nursery school, they only speak English there. Like. So obviously I'm going to learn English, and I just forgot all the Punjabi, and like that's unfortunate, but that was just what happened. And
the thing is, your environment obviously sets that tone.
Yeah.
It depends, because you could have went to Leicester from the get-go.
Yeah.
Whoever you're talking to, best believe you're going to hear that. So it would have been a lot easier. Obviously, it's a bit more difficult for you, but you know what? Hats off, you're learning.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you'll get there. You'll get there.
Yeah, one day.
You'll get it. You'll get it. It's good though. Well done.
Thank you.
Another thing that it's slightly off topic a little bit, but it was a conversation that we obviously had, and something that maybe was quite close to your heart to a certain degree, was the whole eczema.
Yeah.
So that I'm going to leave to you. I don't have much information. I think this will be a nice little telling people how certain things work segment. So go on.
Yeah, because I feel like obviously I show a lot of my life on social media, of like just the things that I do day to day and all of this, and I've never really ever spoken about my eczema, but like I've got a lot of comments about it because people will like see it and they'll be like, oh my god, what happened to your arm, what happened to this, why have you never spoken about your skin? And I honestly just block it out. Like I either delete the comment or just ignore it completely. But it's gotten to the point where like I know other people deal with it, so it's like I should be able to speak about it because I'm not ashamed of it. It's just like the only reason I haven't is that I don't want people just to look at me and think, oh, it's the girl with eczema kind of thing. I don't want it to define my life. That's why I haven't spoken about it. But then I know that so many other people deal with it and it affects your confidence a lot.
100%. I think I've always been on the basis of anyone that takes, and don't get me wrong, listen, me and you have banter, I might say you're a bit short or whatever, and he might say something, no,
you see that in
no,
freebie,
listen,
just chucked it
no,
in.
genuinely, and you can say it in such a loving way. I would never, ever actually pick out something of someone, whether it's eczema or let's say someone's got big arms or big nose or they've got whatever, I think it's one of the most degrading things to comment. And I think it's something you can't teach people. You either get it or you don't. Because some people feel like by them pointing it out, it's like they're getting more validation in their life or they're making themselves feel better by putting you down. So what was your journey like for like with growing up with it, that sort of side? How did you sort of navigate pre-social media then?
So actually for a lot of people, they sort of grow out of it as they get older. But for me, it's been the opposite. And so like, I think I kind of first noticed it when I was probably like 5 or 6. And then it was kind of manageable. It was a little bit on my arms and I had some like moisturizer. That was about it. And then I think as I got to maybe like my teenage years, I don't know if it's stress, environment, makeup, I don't know what it is, but it just kind of got worse and it was more like noticeable, like more on my face, and obviously like the first thing someone looks at when they see you is your face. So it was like when I was at school, and I think more so when I started uni as well, it was like more noticeable, and I probably think it is the stress. But I'd get like more like flare-ups kind of thing, and there'd be like weeks where my skin would be so bad that I wouldn't even want to like leave my room. I remember during my undergrad, like there was periods of time, like maybe a few weeks at a time, that was really bad, and even though COVID had finished, I'd be outside just wearing a mask. Like, I didn't want to take the mask off because underneath, like, my skin was peeling off. It was red. It was inflamed. But people were like, why are you wearing a mask? And I'm just like, I've got an infection. But, like, it was just because I didn't want people to see my face, basically. And it was just, like, really sad because it shouldn't be like that. But even not just appearance, like, it's painful. It's, like, affects your sleep. It affects your concentration. It's, like, it's horrible. But then obviously with social media as well, like I'm posting videos every day. Like I want to show up and create content, but if I'm feeling like my skin looks horrible or whatever, then it's like
it's a mood changer as well.
Like it affects your mood so much.
Yeah, it will do.
It's it's not nice.
So with that as well, so where you said obviously it started off with like in patches in certain areas and it spread. So when you say it flares up as well, because I'll be honest, the level that I've seen is where it's like hot, really, really dry. And I'm quite bad for this. I should really say this. I was like, put some bloody cream on. So I got eczema. I was like, oh shit, okay. But that's one thing I always say, just put some cream on. So how have you dealt with when there are times, obviously when you're at home or mood-wise and things like that, because I'm sure that can be a little bit difficult.
I mean, I've got so many comments of just put your E45 on, just put the cream on, just moisturize, stop itching, all of this. And it's like, it's easy for you to sit there and say that when I've got this like chronic condition that I can't control. And it's like, it's not just a bit of dry skin. It's like broken, it's bleeding, it's itchy, it's cracking. It's like, I can't wash my face, I can't moisturize because it's burning. And it's like, I don't think people understand like the severity of it, but especially when it is flared up, it's even worse. Like it's not just dry skin. It's like whatever I put on my face, it will just go like red. It's affecting my sleep. Genuinely affects like so many things. And even like this year, I think January, I didn't come on social media once. I didn't post a single video at all, which is weird for me because I'm usually posting like 3 times a day. But my skin was so bad. Like it was genuinely like, it was like basically peeling off like on my face, and I was like, there's nothing I can do. Like moisturizing is making it worse. Like I don't know what to do. Like, and I didn't come on social media, barely even looked in the mirror. Like it was so bad, and that I just didn't come on like online. And people messaging me like, "Oh, you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But like it was just really bad. And obviously like I'm gotten through it now, which is great, but it's just like you don't really know what people are going through. Like
100%. And I think, what would you sort of, in that sense, in that period, especially because you've been through it, what would you say to anyone that's got eczema? And obviously they're going to have the exact same thought process as well, because people do want to create content nowadays.
Yeah.
What would you just say to them where they're sort of navigating that patch where it is banned? Is it more you would say just don't post, or is there ways that you go around it, or is it that now you don't actually think about it? Like, how do you navigate it now?
So I would say, like, try not to let it affect your mood. Obviously it's so much easier said than done, because I let it affect my mood, but like it doesn't make you any less like beautiful or whatever. It's like, it's just something you can't control, and you just have to kind of carry on with life and keep doing what you're doing, because locking yourself in your room isn't gonna help anything, and it's gonna make you more stressed, which is gonna make your skin worse, and it's just like a vicious cycle. So you just kind of have to get on with it and deal with it. And even though there's like no cure, you just kind of...
So there is no cure for it?
No, well...
Because you said something about people come out of it.
Yeah, so like sometimes it's not as severe for people. Like if it's a bit of childhood eczema, sometimes they'll get over it. Sometimes people get it later on in life, or they'll just get a bit of like eyelid eczema, which is like contact dermatitis from certain products that they're using. But like there's no actual cure. It's like moisturizers. You can use steroid creams, which I would never use, but there's no like official cure. But I think for me, like I've tried so many things, like you name it, I've tried it. And I think maybe like more naturally, like I think it is a gut issue anyway, without going too much into it. Yeah. So I feel like you could, but it takes a lot of time and effort. And I've tried like every method under the sun. And
so what's like some of the most ridiculous things where you've like been told like, oh, you should try this, and you're just like, bro, like chill out. Like,
are you talking about the old school desi?
Yeah, like one of them ones, or even if it's not even a desi, but what's some of the most ridiculous stuff like? And it's so interesting because someone that probably giving this advice is looking at it from such an ignorant place where they're just like, oh yeah, just use this and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's one like special cream that the auntie always give, and it's like a special cream from India. They've got no idea what's in it. They have absolutely no idea where it's come from, but it's just like in this pot, and they were like, you need to try this, it's cured my son, all of this. But like I'm not going to use that when I've got no idea what's in there. It could be like the strongest steroid creams, which could then damage my skin. But they're like, no, you have to use it, just use it for 2 weeks, your eczema will go away. And I'm like, I have tried it, I've tried it before and it doesn't work. And like you're sat there, and I'm sure like you don't have these skin conditions yourself, but obviously I know you're trying to help, but at the same time, like I know my skin best. So your magical cream or your like holy water, whatever it isn't gonna cure me, unfortunately.
And you say no to that, it's like, well, okay, you don't want it to get better then.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's
yeah.
like, bro, like talking about.
100%. So what would you sort of say to anyone going through the sort of same sort of thing? Because obviously where you've had it from quite a young age, but like you said, people could get it later on down there. Like what are like maybe not tips, but like things that you just say to people that maybe early on just getting it, like how to navigate with it?
What have you noticed that's helped just generally with it?
So I think I go more down the natural route. So I've tried all the steroid creams, which I would never recommend because I think they do more harm than good.
So my sister, so it's not really the same thing that you have, but she's had like issues with like spots in the past.
Yeah.
I think she just had like oilier skin, etc. And it's because of the age. But I'm sure she got steroid cream. So when you mentioned it earlier, I was a bit hesitant. So why would you not recommend that?
Okay, so there's like a sort of big kind of debate, but basically, first of all, steroid creams don't actually fix or cure the issue. They're just masking the inflammation temporarily. Okay. So the inflammation might go down, but the underlying root cause of it is still there. So every time you're putting it on, it's just like you're going back and forth basically. And with steroids, there's so many side effects. It can thin your skin out, but also if you're using it long term, you can basically become like addicted to it. So many people have gone through like topical steroid withdrawal. I've seen it online and it's honestly like one of the worst things ever. So they've been told to use steroids for this many like years, and now that they've come off it or it stopped working for them, their skin's like gotten even worse. And now there's like nothing they can do basically, and their skin's like red and it's coming off and it's like horrible. Shit. So I personally wouldn't use steroid creams again. Okay. And I've gone down that route. So now it's more like natural. So like I've tried cryotherapy, red light therapy, phototherapy, even just like supplements like vitamin D. I've tried trying to heal my gut. Like, I don't know, have you heard of the carnivore diet?
Yeah.
I tried that for 4 weeks. It was the hardest thing ever, but it really helped with like the inflammation and stuff. Yeah. It was like cutting out gluten, dairy, sugar, everything. it was really hard, but it did help a lot. So I think just trying to find out what works for you and finding your own triggers, and stress is a massive one.
Yeah, it will be.
Stress causes so many things. So I think just mentally, even like meditation, that kind of stuff, would really help.
And I think a nice way to sort of wrap this segment off is, listen, if you're someone online or even in person, if you're someone that's going to take the mick out of someone's disease or like illness or even an appearance thing, you're I don't care what to say, you're a straight up because that is one thing which I always think is a line too far. Like, I'm not being funny. If someone's got an insecurity or something, by you pointing it out, you're not making the situation better. No. And at the end of the day, if you're getting not even pleasure, but if you get any satisfaction or any gratitude or anything out of making someone's day worse, and if anything, like, I never put anything negative out towards anyone, but if a loved one or something, if it ever happens to you, you'll realize that those moments, it does matter.
Yeah, because why are you commenting on something that somebody can't even change?
100%.
There's just like no point, and obviously you're just a horrible person for it. But
100%. And I think when you're younger, it's a lot harder. It's like that story I told you when I was in school.
Yeah, I think when you're younger, you just don't realise the consequences
100%.
of it. Whereas when you're older, let's be honest, when you're taking the mick out of something serious like that, you're saying it because it's hurtful, right? You're not going to say, oh, bro, what's this little thing there? You're saying, bro, look at the size of that. You're saying it in a harsh way.
Yeah,
so
100%.
like he says, you're a waste man. You love your clips as well. I can see you in your element there when you're talking about that.
I get passionate sometimes. I think it just...
More passion. I think that falls quite nice into like the next segment, which is all about, just generally being a woman, especially in maybe like 2026. I think, I mean, obviously I can't say much because I'm not a female. But from the content that we've seen, from a lot of comments we've seen in individuals' pages, it's not easy.
No, I think in terms of even hate comments, I think a lot of them are from men, which is a bit crazy, really, because like, why are you hating on me for absolutely no reason? And obviously there are just some weird individuals out there as well. I think thankfully I haven't had that many like interactions or anything with people, but I know that other people do. Yeah,
we've heard certain things as well where some people have maybe taken it a little bit too far, for example, and you man need to get yourselves checked out, creeps. But yeah, no, it's interesting. Do you think it's a general, and I'm not, I need to be very careful how I say this here, because I'm not saying it's a DC problem. It's not, it's everyone, right? It's men in general.
Yeah.
But do you think by you being a DC individual who is a woman, it's maybe a bit more harder for you, maybe because of the fact of those reasons of being on like social media or putting yourself out there? More so maybe than like Sharon.
I'm not sure. I've not really thought about it like that. I don't think there's that much difference. I think generally men kind of just behave like that anyway. And I don't really think there's that much of a difference. Or no, I wouldn't say so, to be fair. I don't think, not that I've noticed.
So, because the reason I say that is because I know certain individuals that, because they are South Asian, maybe the way that they dress, maybe the way that they speak, they feel like they have to hide themselves a little bit, or for example, not going to certain gyms because there's too many up near there. And they might get certain looks, someone might take a picture, whatever. So that's the experiences that I've been told about. I don't know about you, if you think otherwise. I think it's a bit more harder for us, because let's be honest, it's very opinionated.
I think people expect you to behave in a certain way. That's what it is. And then when you don't, that's when they'll start saying stuff to you.
Yeah, it's tricky.
I think it's more of a case of that than anything else. But yeah.
Do you think there's like an appearance expectation of being a woman these days?
How do you mean?
As in always having to... Because I think with guys, we can be sloppy.
Yeah.
From what I've seen. Guys can be a bit more sloppy with their appearances, don't really have to try so much. But then if I told my sisters, no, it's fine, just go out like that. I can't really, I need to kind of make a bit... And I've noticed that with my own sisters, and they're raggo. They're nice and relaxed and nice and chilled, but even when they go out, they won't go out like slobs. Whereas I'll happily go out with my boxers ripped.
I think on social media more so, because they expect you to look a certain way, and they're scrolling and seeing all these people, and they're like, oh, why do you look like that? Or like, why are you not wearing this and doing that? And it's just an expectation that they have, I guess. So I feel like I'm fine with going out like looking however I want. I don't really wear a lot of makeup. I don't feel like I need to, but that's maybe just because I don't care about anyone else's opinion. But somebody else might be like, oh well, I feel like I have to just because of what other people might say. But for me personally, because I don't really care about their opinion, I don't feel like I need to behave a certain way.
You know what? Fair play.
Yeah, 100%.
You said it a couple of times, and you know what? Fair play. Like having that mindset of just like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
And I think it's quite important, especially with South Asian community in general, because like we said at the start of the episode, it's like, it is such a new thing, posting content, especially as a Desi boy or a girl. It doesn't matter. It's such a new field. So for you to have that like opinion and sort of put that out there, it might even just help one person that might just think, you know what, I don't have to worry about the creepy men or situations like that, because you're just like, you know what, I don't really care. And I think it goes back to like other things we've spoken about in the past, is that as long as you're happy with what you're doing, you're not doing a madness, you're not hurting anyone, you're not affecting anyone, just do you. It doesn't really make a massive difference.
No. I mean, going back to that, I mean, I do get the weird DMs from, I'm not going to say the word, the F.
Oh, yeah.
Because people get a bit offended by
you
it.
look very cute, very cute.
Yes,
that
like
was,
it's them, like the hi, hello dear, text me on
hello,
WhatsApp.
darling.
Yeah, they're sending me the WhatsApp numbers, like, oh, I want to meet you, I want to talk to you, and it's just like, I'll wake up and I'll have like 20 message requests on Instagram. I'm like, oh, this is exciting. I wonder what this is all about, and it's just the same, like. Yeah. Hi, hello, dear, and I'm just like, hello, I wish there was a way to just block them out. Like,
so there is.
So
from what, because we got told this from someone else, and so what she basically goes is that there's a way to filter certain words.
Yeah.
So when they come up, it will automatically, I don't know where it goes.
It'll basically chuck them into a spam folder.
In essence.
But then I don't want to miss something that could potentially be important.
That's what
do you know
she
what I
said.
mean?
Yeah.
But then there's certain words, I'm sure, where you've got on X amount of
like
messages.
hello, or baby,
like hello,
or...
HLO, that one's
Do you know what I mean? You'll kind of know. Darling, baby, kitty cat, and all of this stuff. It's just a snack. But can I just say, though, I know we take the mick out of them. These mans from back home, I don't understand where they get their confidence from.
Yeah, 100%.
I've seen so many videos, and you've probably seen they're viral, yeah? These mans, they do this, like, Indian Bollywood style, like, videos. And they're running like this. Bro, it's like, f***ing hell. There's people staring.
You know what? You're going to say that, yeah? I've been about back home, yeah?
Yeah.
When I went last time, yeah? Was it last time? Might have been last time, yeah? These lot, Tatti Buggy Johnny, when they're in front of girls back home. The confidence but the confidence they've got online, hello baby, how, it's not like that. I went and agree with a group of people, yeah? And I wanted to suss them out and sort of see the chat that they gave this confidence. Can I look at this, look at that? I said, go on, let me see. Because in England, I would say generally men are quite confident like that. If they like a girl and they're like, they're going to go up and chat to her and do their thing, yeah? And they're not going to be like, oh, how's it going? Like, they're going to do their thing, yeah? And I'm just generalizing. Back home, they're not like that. This creepy hello baby, no. Doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist. My confidence way of saying it was just generally, they're very confident with making these videos.
Oh, yeah, that.
Expressing themselves. However, yes, they are, unfortunately, a lot of these man's pussies when it comes to doing this other stuff. I have noticed that as well. That must be, we don't get no requests like that, do we, luckily?
I'm not trying to be rude to them or anything, but it's like some of them are probably old enough to be my dad, and that's when it's like, that's when I have to just draw the line, because I'm like, no. And the things that some of them will say are actually just disgusting, and I'll go onto their page and they'll have like their face on and they'll have videos. I'm like, how do you have the confidence to say that and you're posting your face? Like, I'm tempted to call some of them out because it's actually just genuinely
my
disgusting.
personal opinion is, and I don't think a lot of people agree with this, call people out that do it. Genuinely, because listen, no, the reason why I'm going to say this, there's a difference between someone just sliding in your DMs, doing something standard, and they're of a similar age, and it's not incest, it's not, they just think you're a good looking girl and they go shooting their shot. Fair play. Like, it's probably not how I would do it, but they might just do that way. Fair play to them. But if you're one of them ones and they've got all this stuff online, bro, call it out. Yeah, but because that's how you stop it.
That is how you stop it. I do understand that. But obviously, we don't know the level and the number of how many times that comes, yeah? If you need to call out 100 different people, that's a lot of time.
So would you ever call someone out like that? Or do you think it's a bit one of them ones where you just let it go? At what point do you think it's too far then?
I don't know, like, I think I have called people out before, but I don't really do it often because I think a lot of the time they're not going to learn. Even if you call them out, they're going to carry on doing it. They'll just remove their face from the profile and do it to somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't really think it has any benefit. Obviously, the only reason I would do it is to stop other girls from going through it. Yeah. So it sort of depends. Them kind of creepy comments, maybe not so much, but if you're like attacking my appearance and what you have, like, then maybe I would. But I don't. It's not something I really do that much.
Interesting. You know what? If we ever get one we'll tell you and we'll compare. You just give us some.
Who's gonna message us? We've got more chance of a barber asking for a fan interaction than a creepy message, bruv.
Yeah, true. We do get some, but it's like, they're all right. I think they're more PG ones. They're not too bad. We're talking about icks, right? General icks. We've got a little game for you.
Okay.
So we're going to mention certain stuff, and this is more on the basis of like us talking about another individual, right? And we'll say if it's a green flag or if it's an ick. Now, Diamond is going to have to do the reading, which he probably thought I was going to do the reading. So he's going to read it. Don't think about it too hard.
Okay.
Green flag or a red flag.
Okay.
Yeah? All right, let's start off. When he's obsessed with the gym.
Green flag.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, not too obsessed.
So what are we talking? What spectrum? So not like blasting 2 grams of tren up his ass on a daily. Like, I'm not talking that much, but like, are we talking...
Just like going to the gym 4 times a week, eating clean.
Okay.
It's a good obsession. I feel like it shows you have discipline and you look after yourself, which is a good trait to have.
Yeah. When he posts motivational quotes.
Okay. I'm going to say red. Okay. Only because if you're posting these motivational quotes but you're not doing anything to better your life, then it's just like, what are you actually doing? Yeah, like if you're actually trying to better yourself and you are really disciplined and you're posting these motivational quotes to help other people as well, then green flag. But if you're having to prove this by posting the quotes, then I'm just a bit like...
I 100% agree, because it's like, that's how I look at it. It's like, if you're like someone like Chris Williamson, you're posting motivation quotes, go for it. You've got like 4 million odd YouTube subscribers. You've got a successful business. You can motivate. But it's like the blind leading the blind, where you've got some random Joey who doesn't even have a bloody pot to piss in, but yet he's going to be like, yeah, guys, do this, motivate. Brother, take your own advice, innit?
It's okay. You know, you say that, it's funny. I know an individual who I've got on one of these apps, and it's the same situation. You don't work, and yet these little TikTok videos he's found. Hustle hard for this, hustle. I'm like, you're sitting at home. You're not doing no work. You're not doing anything. And yet, motivation.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
next one. When he's very close to his mum.
I'm just gonna say red, because it depends how close. Like, if you're close to the point where she's doing everything for you, cooking all your meals, like getting you dressed in the morning, like
no,
you know what I mean. Then that's a bit much, because then you're probably gonna expect the same from me, and I'm not your mother. But if it's just like you got a nice relationship going, like you're close, you tell her stuff, like that's fine.
And that respect boundary, because I do think it's one thing I've realized, just as I've got slightly older. I'm not old, I'm still in my 20s, but it's like, you know, when men don't have from a young age or growing up a connection with a woman like their mum or their sister, I don't know if you find this, their respect level and the way they treat women is completely different.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because there's certain situations where I don't degrade my morals, because I sit there and think I wouldn't want my sister to be in that situation. So because I've had that, because I've been with a female in my life, so I set my standards to that. But like you say, you don't want someone that they're a mummy's boy, they're running up. Like, I think there's that level, but I think that respect boundary 100%, where they've like just that nice connection, it's like, it's probably warming.
Yeah, as long as you can respect your mum, then that's great.
I think I want to clarify this, because where people met, because I say it straight, like I'm very close to mum. I'm definitely a mama's boy. I'll say that straight. And I've realised whenever I've said that, people are like, ooh, as long as you're not, like you said, that version. Because I think, you know what, if your other half is a mummy's boy in the good way, I think that's the biggest blessing. I'm just going to say it straight. I think it's the biggest blessing, because very simply, I'm hoping he's going to respect the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Next hopefully one. Not change his nappies and all that.
When he's active on social media but slow to reply.
Oh,
look at the face.
Red. I just think, like, if you can't communicate to start off with properly, how are you going to communicate later on? Like, if you can't give me the time out of your day to start with, then that just shows how it's going to move forward, and it's not going to move forward.
So what are we talking communication wise? Because I think everyone has different standards. Are we talking you're messaging me, let's say out of in the day 100 times, or are we just talking general chit chat and courteous replies? So if I'm on a client site, let's say, are you expecting me to reply straight away or whatever, or is it more?
No, it's just a case of when you see the message, respond. Like, if I see a message, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'll reply to that in an hour. Like, that's just stupid, because then most likely you're not gonna reply in an hour. You'll be like, oh, I've forgotten about it. But like, if you've seen it or like you're busy, then I'm not expecting you to whip your phone out or like start messaging me back. It's just like, message me back when you get a chance, but don't like wait. Like,
don't leave me on a 2-3 day reply.
Yeah, that's just diabolical.
Yeah. When he's pickier with his appearance.
Picky with his appearance?
Yeah, so like, you've obviously thought of this one. How would you sort of say it?
So he's very... So let's say you two are going out somewhere, but he takes longer to get ready.
Oh.
He's more like, let me just
okay,
check.
right.
Let me just...
If he's taking longer than me, that is a red flag, because I take a long time, and I don't understand why you need to be taking that long, because I don't think you're wearing makeup. I don't think...
That's what you think.
Well, I don't think you're curling your hair like I am, so I don't understand why it's taking you so long. And
I agree.
Being too self-obsessed is not really a good thing, I don't think. And I'm not really self-obsessed, so I don't really expect you to be either. But looking after yourself and wanting to look good is fine, but being too picky, that's a bit much.
Yeah. When he's very opinionated.
Opinionated. I'm gonna say red.
Red?
I don't know, actually, because...
That one I put in because I thought it was a tricky one. It's in the middle. It's a tricky one.
Depends. Like, you're allowed to have your own opinions, views, whatever. But if it's like over every single thing and things that I'm doing that don't really have anything to do with you, then it might be a bit of an issue.
Okay. All right, this one I think is going to split your opinion. When he goes to the gym with his female friends.
Red. Why can't I go to the gym with you? I'm a female.
You know what? I agree, because I think I've said this on another podcast. Boys and girls aren't designed to be friends like that. And I've said this to a friend of my own. I've said, if a boy's friends with you and he's just there with you while you're in a relationship, X, Y, and Z, yeah, he's someone that didn't have the kahunas to ask you out when you were single and now's in the friend zone and now thinks, let me wait on the sidelines until she becomes single so I can pounce on her. I don't care. And brother, and I'm gonna get shat on in the comments when this goes as a reel, but I stand by it. You're just insecure as a man because you're waiting for her to break up with him. Because you know why it is? Shall I tell you why?
You see how you see the passion.
He's very passionate.
No, I'll tell you. Boys, in that sense, he's making a little checklist of everything he done wrong, of what the boyfriend done wrong. So when she breaks up and she's at her most vulnerable, he's going to say, oh, but I'm not like this. I don't text other women. I don't go out 3 times a week. I don't speak
He's got all the juicy information,
he's
bro.
He's got the blueprint of what bullshit.com to feed you. So then you're going to actually think he's not like other men. And you're going to go for him.
You seem like you're talking from experience.
No,
you
it's not
Never.
I wouldn't, look, a master wouldn't give away his secrets, innit? So it's one of them ones. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't understand it. Like, I agree with you. Because I've had the opposite opinion where I've had this conversation with a girl and she said, I'm wrong. And when I gave her my thought process, she said I had a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point. I don't know if I'd agree completely, but I get where you're coming from.
You're getting where I'm coming from.
I get where you're coming from.
Go on, do one more little juicy
Yeah,
one.
I'm trying to find a juicy one.
Let's do the end one.
When he's obsessed with his career.
I'm going to say green. As long as you're not like obsessed to the point where you're there all the time and you have no time for anything else. But obsessing over a career, like, that's a good thing. It shows that you're like disciplined. You want to do well in life. It's good to have interests. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But obviously there's a spectrum. You can't be like...
there's a level.
There's a level.
Interesting.
So how was the episode then? Closing thoughts?
It was really good, enjoyable, very nice.
And and we asked Isha this as well. How did it feel for you being on the other side of a podcast this time?
I'm not going to lie. I wasn't that chilled. I was like... I don't know. It's like
She was analysing. I just want to clarify this. She was watching us set up, and you can tell because you're like me in this. You're like, okay, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see camera wise. How's that looking?
Yeah,
so
I'm
you
like-
were definitely a bit stressed on that side.
Yeah, I feel like I was a bit stressed, but I'm feeling better now.
Yeah.
Like at first, I was a bit like, oh, the interrogation's about to start. But
I think that's the key thing we try to make. And we had this conversation with someone yesterday with the guest that's coming on after you in the evening. Our episodes are designed for, I think people get the misconception with us. We're quite jokey people.
Yeah.
The key thing that we never want, we're not Piers Morgan. We're not doing a got you moment and put you down some random bullshit trap. We just want to have a nice conversation. And one of our main purposes is to get South Asian content creators out there.
Yeah.
And like really show people that as a Desi, you can create content. You can have a laugh. And that, I think the key thing is being white or Asian, we all go through similar difficulties, but Asians just don't have that sort of voice.
Yeah.
And we just want to have a laugh in the process of it. And
It's
that's
good
just,
fun.
yeah.
Good little laugh. We call it gup shop.
Yeah.
Nice little chit chat.
no,
So-
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
like
we're-
the way you guys do it. It's nice and like chill and
Good.
jokey, and it's
Yeah.
We thought about the whole interview side of things before. Nah, that's
Nah,
dead. That's
no.
dead. We can leave that for something else we might
Piers,
start
you
in
can't
the future.
crack on, brother. You got done on that. The only recent interview I watched of his was that HS one. Did you see that?
nah. I don't.
Basically, he tried to put him down a rabbit hole, and then he sat there. You know, have you seen those things about Piers Morgan with his missus looking for a toy boy? Oh, you need to watch it.
We'll show you afterwards.
He
Show
got
you
done,
afterwards.
and he didn't even post the interview after that.
Oh,
so it was
damn.
like a 360 moment. It's like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
always trying to put people in a got
Yeah.
you moment.
And
And the one
you-
time he walked off stage, like he came off the interview.
What
That's
the
who
hell?
done it, mate.
Yeah.
That's who
So
done
where
it.
can people find you?
Okay, TikTok Simran 323232. I used to have it as 32, but then I changed it. I don't know why.
Okay.
Or just Simran Sandhu. Instagram Simran Sandhu, but replace the A's with a 3. And YouTube Simran X Sandhu.
Yeah.
Very confusing, don't worry. We're going to put it at the bottom for you.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see that.
And
You'll
obviously
be
they
able
can
to see
find you on your podcast page as well, which is
Girl Who Cares.
yeah.
Yes.
So if you want to watch more conversations like this, these guys do that as well. And yeah, we want to thank you for having you on.
that. Pleasure.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys for having me. It's been amazing.
Good.
And thank you for traveling so far.
No,
That's
no, it's
all
not
right.
that
Don't
deep.
worry. It's all good. It's not like I have to
You
wake
can
up
have-
early on a Saturday
wake up
morning,
5
but you know,
o'clock,
that's all right.
you can have a nice day in the bullring now.
Yeah, we're going to do some shopping.
Shopping.
Yeah.
Exciting.
And as always, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube.
yeah, I was gonna say YouTube and Spotify. I was about to get. I don't know why I keep going into this mood of saying Snapchat.
He's got a dodgy Snapchat.
I
Yeah.
think you
don't
need to
even
get on
use it.
Snapchat.
I was actually thinking of it because I saw a thing about it, but I don't. I think at a certain point in time, maybe, but
Yeah.
I don't know why it comes to my mouth.
It's just natural, and it comes out.
And yeah, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. And any comments, leave it down below. Like whether it's my skid marks on my pants or whether it's how to slide into a girl's DM, put wherever you want. Like crack on sort of thing, innit?
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
And as always, see you in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.